Today we're going to talk about what to do with leftover stale bread. Welcome to White Shadow Fare. Make it homemade and make it with love. Whether you purchase it or you bake it yourself, we all end up with some of that leftover bread. The ends of the bread, don't throw it away. Let's talk about what we can make instead. One of my favorite desserts, bread pudding. This one's by simplyrecipes.com. Start by soaking some bread cubes in milk. Add some eggs, whip those up, add some sugar, some spices, and then toss that all together with your bread cubes. Add a little bit of soaked raisins if that's what you're into. And finally, bake it. It will be delicious. Hopefully this will inspire you to start saving those ends of the bread. Keep your stale bread in the freezer until you're ready to bake it. Top it off with a little bit of cream topping, vanilla or bourbon, and it'll be a dessert to remember. One of my favorite toppings to any salad, the croutons. Start by dicing up your bread, and I throw mine in the freezer until I have enough to make a nice large pan of croutons. To those bread cubes, you're going to add a little bit of oil, seasoning to your taste, and then I throw mine into the oven, or you can put it in a frying pan and go ahead and toast those up until they're crispy. Top soup, top salads, and sometimes I've been known to even just snack on them. Thanks to Chef John at foodwishes.com, Panzanella Salad is the perfect summertime salad. Add a little bit of oil to some bread cubes and toast them up, and then grab those fresh tomatoes and dice those up. To that, you're going to add seasoning, a little bit of oil, and some vinegar. Mix those together, and then dump in your crispy bread cubes. You've got the perfect summertime salad. Once again, thank you to Chef John at foodwishes.com. This is a salad I've been making for years. Thanks for the recipe. This is from yummylog, French toast. Now, I don't know if I've ever made this the same way twice, but it's pretty simple. Get your slices of bread. They can be fresh or stale. It really doesn't matter. And go ahead and soak those in a mixture of egg and milk that you have beaten together. You're going to fry this in a frying pan with a little bit of butter, golden on each side, top with powdered sugar, maple syrup, or eat it just plain. It's delicious. Whether you call it dressing or you call it stuffing, this one's by Allrecipes and it's a winner. In a pan over medium heat, add some butter, some celery that's been diced, and some onions that have been diced, and cook them until they're tender. In a large bowl, add your bread cubes that are stale. If they're not stale, throw them in the oven at a low temperature for a few minutes to dry them out. And then go ahead and add to this a couple of beaten eggs and some chicken broth. Top with herbs such as salt, pepper, and poultry seasoning. Give that a mix. Put it in a buttered baking dish. Bake it. It'll come out crispy, delicious, and be the great accompaniment to any meal. From Dimitra's dishes, breadcrumbs. Now these are so useful. First, by put your old stale bread or the ends of your bread into a blender or a food processor and crumble them up. Put them on baking sheets. Stick them in a low temperature oven until they are toasted. Once they are toasted and completely dried out, put them in a jar and you have them for future uses. Grab that airtight container of breadcrumbs that you made and go ahead and top a casserole, add a little bit of butter. You have a great crispy crunch. Bread the outside of some chicken. It will be delightful. And it can also be used as a thickener in soups or stews. If I haven't added a way that you like to use some old bread or stale bread, let me know below in the comments. I'd really appreciate to come up with something new. Next, we're going to be talking about campfire pies. These recipes are all from freshoffthegrid.com, and if you don't know what a campfire pie is, it uses one of these pie irons that you heat over the campfire. My favorite way is to make a pizza. It makes a delicious meal, super easy, and I usually butter the outside of the bread and put my fillings on the inside, close the pie iron, put it over top of the coals for a few minutes, and you've got the most delicious meal. But it gets its name from filling it with pie filling and toasting it that way, dusting with a little bit of powdered sugar. Fantastic. Let's not forget our furry friends, those animals. They like some stale bread too. So dogs and cats can both eat bread, especially if it's fresh milled bread because it has all of those nutrients in it. Just don't make it the mainstay of their diet, but you can add a couple of cubes of bread to their bowl each night. And those feathery friends outside, they enjoy the stale bread too, so don't just throw it in the garbage. Now, if you have a chicken, which I do not have chickens, I found this chart about feeding chickens bread, and it says that if you are offering whole wheat breads or breads with seeds in it, that it is quite healthy for chickens, and don't make it their main serving a day, just like with our indoor pets. This should not be their main feed of the day, but they will quite enjoy it. My absolute favorite way to use old bread or stale bread is to make some wonderful cinnamon toast. So I hope I have inspired you and given you a few ideas, and hopefully you can give me a few ideas down below. It's always great to learn a few new tricks. So save yourself some money and stop throwing away that old bread. I'd really appreciate it if you would like this video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment below. It would help me out greatly. Thank you for joining me at White Shadow Fare.